Colombia's peace negotiations between the government and the FARC rebel group resumed yesterday in Havana, Cuba. Now, as our correspondent Natalia Margarita reports, many analysts think this round of the dialogues may present the most challenges for both sides to reach an agreement.
Colombia's peace talks between the government and the FARC have resumed in Havana, Cuba. During this 32nd round of negotiations, both parties are scheduled to discuss a major topic: victims and justice. For lawyer Gustavo Gallón, it is crucial to fully understand justice, which implies the right of victims not just to sanctions, but also to compensation and guarantees of non-repetition and truth.
The right to sanctions is the one related to punishments. Usually when people think about justice, they think exclusively about punishment, which is just one of the 5 rights that are part of the right to justice. The conclusion they draw when they talk about the right to punishment is a mistaken conclusion because they forget about other things.
Punishments and impunity have been controversial topics among the public. However, Gallón warns that the discussion on justice and victims can definitely not be reduced to just punishment. Within this context, he also points out as a very positive step the fact that different groups of victims have already been in Havana, directly participating on the negotiations.
The issue of sanctions should never be the starting point of the discussion, but rather the conclusion. So where should we start? With the need for recognition of damage caused by both the state and the guerrillas, a genuine request for forgiveness, and a generous offer of compensation.
Political analyst Alfredo Molano also agrees that the participation of victims is progress for the peace process. He also underlined the FARC unilateral ceasefire as a gesture that has led to a growing feeling of confidence among Colombians.
This new round of negotiations is very advanced because the opposition to the peace process is very much discredited due to a range of factors. Officials have fled the country, military generals that have been removed, so I think prospects are very promising.
Victims, justice, and a bilateral and definitive ceasefire will be at the center of talks during this 32nd round of Colombia's peace negotiations. Meanwhile, expectations are running high as the topic to be addressed in Havana, Cuba are directly related to the end of the conflict in this Latin American country. From Bogotá, Natalia Margarita, Telesur.